Let's talk about running backs. Man.
Well, I mean, you can't say
Let's
anything
start.
about Christian
Let's start with
McCaffrey.
Christian. Let's start about Christian McCaffrey.
What
Wow.
can you say?
Wow. What a
What
player.
can
He's
you
somehow
say?
underrated. He's somehow underrated. He
He's
didn't get any
so.
accolades this year. Nothing.
You know what's dope about Christian is all of the good things you think about football seem to come true with his story. Like,
Yeah.
he deserved to be here. He
Yeah.
did it the right way in Carolina.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like,
Never complained.
Carolina fans were you know you got a good guy when your fan base is happy that you left. Like,
Right.
when your fan base is saying, you deserve it, man.
Yeah.
Like, go out
We
there.
were ruining you, baby. Yeah.
Come
exactly.
on, man.
Yeah, it's true.
Something that has stuck out to me now that I've been able to see Christian, close up, is that he is a hell of a leader, man. He's quiet, but he's one of those soft. He can walk soft and carries a big stick. I like
absolutely.
Yeah,
very mature,
I feel
very
like
professional.
very mature and professional.
Yeah.
Very stern with one of my favorite things that he likes to say is I never make predictions. I'll never tell you about a game before I see it, so I don't make false statements or predictions. Like, you could tell, like, I could see Christian being a coach down the road, honestly. But as far as his run game is concerned, I love his physicality. With running backs, it's kind of like you're dealing with a burning flame. So you never tell him how to change his style. It is what it is.
Obviously he's not Derrick Henry, but the way he ran over 4 dudes on that touchdown run against Philly, I mean, I'll remember that the rest of my life. That was a all-time great run.
He is who he is.
He is who he is, and he's more physical than he should be. I mean, he's better than he should be, and he's extremely talented already. I mean, it's not like he's some try-hard mid athlete. No, he's a really good athlete.
Yeah, he's got the it's like Christian McCaffrey is the perfect mesh between when talent meets attitude. Like, he's got tremendous talent, but he's got the attitude to match.
And he's got the attitude of a kid who grew up with a dad in the NFL. I mean, a guy who was just, from the time he could walk, was being indoctrinated what it takes. He grew up around a guy who knew what it took, and you could see it, and that's the advantage of being.
Potatoes, man.
Absolutely.
CFC is steak and potatoes.
So just a wonderful addition to the team. He is expensive, but again, that's another guy who earned every freaking dollar of his check this year.
He earned every penny. No complaints. What can you say? You
just keep it going, man. Because if you do that for 3 more seasons, you will be in the Roger Craig, Frank Gore pantheon of all-time great Niner running backs. I mean, you'll be up there.
And honestly, it's like watching Barry. Jesus, like.
Yeah, absolutely. Didn't he go to Stanford with Barry Sanders' son? Wasn't Barry Sanders Jr.
Barry Sanders' son was there. I think Barry Sanders' son was there the last year before Christian left. I think.
And it ended up being Ed McCaffrey's kid who was the guy. Anyway, Elijah.
Well, I have
unfortunate. Elijah.
It's unfortunate, but I have high hopes for Elijah. Number one, when he's on the field, he's
so good. Oh, he's so good, man. He's like Terrell Davis. Man. He's so good, dude.
Good, bro.
He's so good.
And he runs way bigger than his size.
Yeah, man.
He runs like he weighs 230 pounds. One thing that I would say for Elijah is try to manage yourself this offseason. So this is what I will say. He's a smaller back, right,
mm-hmm.
who has a physical run style.
Yep.
And he played, if you look at where he's come from, he played a full season of college ball his senior year, right?
Yep.
Then he trained as hard as he could, and he trained the hardest in his life to get ready for the NFL, right?
Ran a
4.3, right?
He
trains the hardest in his life. Then he gets drafted, goes to a team where he gets thrusted as the starter.
Game 1.
In week 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're looking at what that kid's body has done. He's gone through a whole senior camp, a whole senior year, all of training camp, all of draft prep, his rookie training camp, and he's looking to be eating sunflower seeds for the rest of the season on the sidelines. And he gets thrusted in at week 1. Then we play him all the way until the NFC Championship game.
Yeah. What were
right?
you expecting? What were you expecting?
What are we expecting? He comes into training camp bigger, right? Now, all of that, he even uses
but also coming off injuries, surgeries, he missed a lot of time. I mean,
yes,
he was never really healthy this year.
He needs a break.
He needs a freaking break. He needs a break.
He needs a break.
Yes, he does.
And I know it's hard for you. We look at players in a season, right? But when you're in our position, right?
Yeah.
We see him in the building, right? And we know where he came from. Elijah needs a break. He trained so hard to get ready for this season and look good, and his body broke down before our eyes. He could not stay healthy. And
week 1. 6 carries.
And he needs rest. He needs a break. And I think that the biggest thing for Elijah when you take a break is nutrition. Don't get fat when you take your break.
I feel you. Yeah, no, get right, and the Niners are in a position to let him get right. I mean, because they have the next guy we want to talk about, Jordan Mason, one of the good stories of the season.
Yes, Jordan, I love his running style. I love how he finishes blocks.
How would you describe his running style?
Violent.
Yep.
I would say that he is a one cut back. I'd say he's a
very
one cut
decisive.
Back.
Very decisive. Yep. Gets downhill.
And he's a bit of he's a bit of a slasher. One thing that I like about him is that his slashing ability comes after he makes his first read. That boy cut that thing back on you. He will cut back.
He's not necessarily trying to bounce to the outside. He's trying to cut back hard.
He wants to go because I feel like through his running style, he knows that he brings enough boom against the grain that whatever's coming is getting out of his way. You can't arm tackle that.
I love watching him play. Yep.
One of the things that I also love about his running style that doesn't
angry.
Really match
he runs angry. You know what I'm saying?
He does.
He runs angry.
He runs very intentional, very angry with purpose. That he does not fumble the ball.
No, he doesn't.
He has amazing ball security.
Yes, he certainly does. He certainly does.
If we had to look at improvement, pass blocking.
Gotta be. There's gotta be some reason they don't trust him, right? They won't put him on the. Okay, fair enough. Pass blocking. Jordan
needs to work on his feet. He needs to work on bringing his hands with his feet when he blocks. And really, pass blocking is a labor of love, man. It is just something that you got to be committed to. You got to get a hat on the hat. And when you feel that body, you got to run with it. It's not going to stay there. And that's one of the things that I feel like Tyler Kroft struggled with when you're blocking on the move is that pass blocking for running backs is a little harder than linemen. Linemen, you got a guy right in your face. And even if you don't, you got a guy coming from somewhere. And you're kind of in the phone booth. When you're blocking as a running back, you're kind of almost meeting 2 points at once.
Yeah, it's violent.
Yeah, it's violent. And angles can slip as you're trying to set up where you want to come. So really, that stuff comes with reps. It was just a shame that the coaching staff felt like he was too much of a liability in that area to play him. But if there was something to work on with Jordan, I would say stay healthy and really work on your pass blocking because that would get him on the field more, in my opinion.
I mean, he's one injury away to Christian McCaffrey to being the starting running back on this team, and I think he has all the talent to pull it off and be a guy that you can give the ball to 20 times. But whatever Kyle says it is, if it's pass blocking, you got to improve there. And I feel like he's got the frame to be a good. I mean, Frank Gore was 5'9", 215, the best.
Yeah, I don't have any problems with his size. He's ready to go. It's just pass blocking. Ready to go.
All right, TDP.
What are you gonna do next year? Well, Jesus Christ. Well, he's a pick, which makes it even more complicated.
Right.
If he wasn't a pick, we wouldn't have had this conversation.
He's the guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just a guy. I don't want to give up on him because I feel like I want to see him play. I haven't seen enough of him to really have a beat on what he does and what he does not do. From what I do see is he gets tackled way too easily by one person. And not only that, but to be the type of back of why we had you here. You're supposed to be a power back. You're supposed to be a guy that moves bodies, And I feel like maybe his feet are too light where he just gets tripped up. He gets tackled by one guy very easily. I don't understand. I don't understand where to go from what he's shown. I don't want to sit here and say that I've seen enough of him to really. I haven't seen him pass block. I haven't seen him catch the ball out the backfield. I've only seen him run in certain situations, but nothing where I could think that the defense was actually, keying on him. What he does need to do is he needs to come back healthy, because that's one of the biggest reasons why we didn't see him, is because of his availability. So we need to work on being ready to play and being available.
Tony says, you think TDP has what it takes to play fullback? No.
Too little.
So. But let's talk about
He's smaller than Jordan Mason, which was surprising to me.
He's supposed to, and I know they wanted to be like the physical running back. They should have drafted Brian Robinson if that's what they wanted. Yeah. He went like 5 picks later, and he's good. Use check, and then we'll give this group a grade. Juice is juice. He's the same every year. He's underutilized. He's a good player. When they get him involved, they're tough to beat.
Yeah, when they get him involved, he's almost kind of like the wild card in Uno. You just kind of throw him out there.
He's always wide open. He scores touchdowns. Yeah.
One thing that I would say for Juice, though, is because he is getting older, just take care of your body. A lot of what we don't see Juice do is Juice does a shit ton of blocking, a lot of cutback blocking. And I would like for Juice to just take care of his body. He seems to always have, I will say this, Juice, when I pay attention to him in the offseason, he always seems to have one of the most, outside of Nick Bosa, one of the most regimented off seasons. He's very, you know what I'm saying, very methodical. He goes out, he comes out here east, works out in the snow. I feel like he's one of those guys where I wouldn't be surprised if Kyle Juszczyk knew when he was going to retire.
Right. He's already planned it on his calendar. He's already got it planned. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. I know what you mean. When you get a guy,
but at the same time, he looks like the kind of guy who's going to preserve his body and keep this going. He could probably play till he's 35. I would imagine. I don't know if Kittle can, but I bet Juszczyk can.
Yeah, especially for how he's used. He just knows how to block and protect himself while doing it, which is key.
Yeah. All right. Let's give this group a grade.
Running backs, you got to give them an A.
Yeah, you have to.
Just a flat A.
And Mitchell was like MIA this year. To no fault of his own, but
the
still,
reason why I would say A Grant. The reason why I would say A Grant is because of what they would have been without CMC this year.
It's true. No, I'm with you. I agree with the A. And even Jeff Wilson Jr. contributed to this group project and was good, although he did fumble a couple of times in some losses that I don't know if Kyle Shanahan ever forgave him for.